seeing 77 well-celebrated Korean influencers, it did something to me. From the point of view of a creator, it was some sort of masterclass. At the same time, I felt conflicted because while you're taking advice from these top influencers, you also have to take what they're doing with a pinch of salt, because most of the tactics that were employed in this show are questionable. If you get to see the influencers, I highly recommend it. It's a very entertaining show. It's 77 influencers from Korea were invited by Netflix to come together, and there are going to be 5 rounds of games that they're going to do or participate in. And at the end of the day, one person is going to be crowned the influencer of all influencers, and you're going to win 300 million won. For the first episode, it took like 40 minutes to introduce most of its influencers, especially the big names actually. I was understandable because a lot of people like myself, I had no idea of these influencers before watching the show. So I got to know about people like Risabe. I can never forget that name now. She's a makeup creator. They're just diverse creators. There's a creator that's an engineer, game streamers, you know, all sorts of people from different platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Africa TV. As these influencers are introduced, they give them this neck tag. And on the neck tag, the number of your subscribers on your biggest platform. So if you have 106,000 followers on this platform, you're going to get 160,000 rating on your tag. It became this thing of social strata where you are defined by the number of people that follow you online. After they came together, they familiarized themselves with each other. There was this announcement that every single influencer, the worth of 300 million won, will be shared to every influencer according to the number of followers you have online. So if you have 1 million followers, you have this huge chunk of the prize money waiting on your neck. Actually, not that you're going to get the money, they're just waiting on your neck. So we'll learn later on that once you're evicted from the show, that money is allocated to another influencer that's more deserving of the money because the person is still on the show. The first game was really interesting. Every influencer was awarded 15 likes and 15 dislikes. Most of the influencers decided to spend their time trying to get likes, but later on got to learn that this is not even just about likes, because think about it, as an influencer, you cannot get just likes. You have to have dislikes as well, because everyone cannot like you. So every influencer that clocked that, okay, you don't have to have just likes, you can also, dislikes are also welcome, stayed in the game. So a huge chunk of the influencers were eliminated from the game in the first round. And don't forget these 5 rounds. After that, there was a live streaming section where the influencers had to try as much as possible to retain the attention of the people who are streaming currently online. Then also there was this auction. This was so crazy to me. There was this auction that happened where every influencer would enter into a box and the other influencers had to buy them so that they can work together. This was really mind-blowing. I don't know, I would like to know who writes the scripts for these shows, because it was just really wild. But I'll get down to breaking down the show. Let's just talk about what happened. Then after the auction, when you're bought, you pair up with somebody and somebody buys you, then you have to leave the game. The highest bidder gets a player and they work together to have these photos taken. This was my favorite game in the show by far, because photos are quickly becoming a thing of the past. People now prefer videos online. So when you have this photo, how are you going to catch people's attention? The challenge is that you have to capture the attention of the judge for more than 7 seconds. So they had this grid that different photos from every influencer that was still left were put on this grid. It will pop up for the judges. So whichever grid the judge looks at for more than 7 seconds, you get to progress to the next stage in the game. It was very interesting, bringing all sorts of tactics, and surprisingly some tactics that were brought up don't even sell at all. One that really made me so angry was when these 2 influencers, one of them is an actor, the other one is this cosplay player. So in the first round, they actually did very well because this actor, he's well celebrated. People already know him already. So he had this text on his photo, on their photo that he took with this girl. So after that round, they emerged the winners because of the first round, because they had this text written on their photo. Then in the second round, the partner said, okay, for them to win, like, she had the game-changing or the revolutionary tactic to win the game was by showing off her boobs. I was screaming at my TV here because yes, thirst traps sell on the internet, yeah, but this is a competition. And I don't think the judges will even look at boobs for more than 7 seconds. Then after that, they also did a game of hashtags. That here, the influencers had to prove how much they have dominated various hashtags. Then the final round, a live audience. The top 4 contestants left. They had their own booths, different people from different walks of life. They were the judges here. You have to do whatever it takes to attract these judges to your booth. So Rizabeh, for example, she was a makeup artist. She did a lot of things. She brought this dancer so to get attention from the audience. But at the end of the day, for those who have not seen this series, it's time to leave because I'm about to drop a major spoiler. But at the end of the day, Old King emerged winner of the show, making the top influencer in Korea, according to Netflix. So the major thing I learned as a creator watching the influencer, attention is the currency for every content creator, for every influencer. Everything that the influencers did on this show was to gain attention, and most of them, the tactics, they didn't have to even be correct, or the message they were passing across did not necessarily have to be true. So you really question a lot of things. What are we consuming online? Like the time where this actor and the cosplay player, they took a photo together. He wrote that, "This is my new girlfriend," something about her being his girlfriend, and they posted it, and that got a lot of attention. So you really question, okay, yes, attention is good, but at what cost? There was also a time during the live stream, people were doing all sorts of things just so that people can come to their live stream more. So that was just that, okay, yes, attention is good, but at what cost? And also, one good takeaway I had from this show is that a good thumbnail is everything to a creator. A good thumbnail. It was interesting to see that short creators are not ranked as real influencers. They're seen like a joke during this show. The TikTokers came to the show as well, but the YouTubers were just like, honestly, I'm a YouTuber, but at a point, the YouTubers were doing too much, just a little bit. Like, calm down. It's okay to be a short creator as well. But in this show, it's not okay to be a short creator. And it was since that the TikTokers had a lot of followers. They just be like, okay, it's easy to get followers on TikTok. You're not really doing any real work. You're just dancing. But the TikTokers that came to this show, they actually put in a work for their videos that are actually of high quality. But at the same time, they had to really struggle on this show because they were not taken seriously at all. It was also interesting to see that influencers are different from celebrities for Koreans. In my country, yes and no. In Nigeria, if you are a celebrity, you are automatically an influencer as well. So it was surprising to see that there was a divide. Influencers are more in touch with their audience. That was like a disparity between celebrities and influencers. And it was just interesting to me because in my head, celebrity, influencer, you're the same to me. Honestly, I enjoyed this show. Netflix is yet to announce that there's going to be a season 2. And I hope there's a season 2. But now I'm thinking of it that season 2, okay, if they don't do a season 2, maybe in another country, because from what I understand, 77 top influencers came to this show. So which other influencer will come again from Korea? So maybe we can get influencer from the influencer, maybe not in Korea, but maybe another country, maybe like the US or Brazil or just any other country, because I learned a lot from these Korean influencers and I want to know how it is in other demographics as well. So yes, I recommend this show. I rate it 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 might even seem low, but I genuinely enjoyed the show. If you have seen it, let me know what you think about it. Who was your favorite influencer? Let me know what you think. Yeah, goodbye.